Hi guys, this is Crystal from MidCenturian Tarot. Welcome back to my channel once again. This is part 6 of the Friendly Tarot Deck Collection videos. This should be the final video. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 decks to get through, and then we'll be moving on in the series to our dark decks. So if you've been holding out for that, they're coming. But let's jump right in. So the first deck we have today is a tarot in a tin, and it is the Vanessa Tarot. Does this tell me who it is by? No, it does not. So we're gonna have to open her up and see what we've got. This is not one I know off the top of my head. By Leonard Narcisco, I'm assuming. Leonard with 2 Y's. Now, so this is the little white book that comes with, and I will say this about this particular deck. It's cute. I have read with it. I don't necessarily love some of the style choices they went with here, like these backs. I might have been okay with just the purple and the blue stars. I think it's the purple and the stripes and the blue stars that just seems like a little much. And each of the cards have this striped border going around it, which is not a style choice I would have gone with. This deck is very cute, like I said. It doesn't read badly, it reads pretty well, but it kind of reminds me of like a preteen sleepover. Like, look, we have some suspiciously familiar princesses here. It just kind of reads, these are all upside down, no, just those two. It just kind of reads like a sleepover, maybe a little naughty sleepover, but it just has that very young vibe. It's just very cartoony, very heavily stylized, I guess, and not one that I would necessarily pull out for a more serious reading. I think it's a great one to kind of keep in your bag if you are, like, say, having a girls' night out, maybe going out to dinner with some friends, and you think, you know, they might want their cards read, and it's not like a super serious occasion, like we're reading on stuff that's kind of light and fluffy. I think it's a good deck for that. The death card's pretty cool. But again, I don't know that I'd pull it out for anything more serious. So the fact that it is a tarot in a tin, I've literally never seen, the Emperor is definitely a lady though. That's cool, right? I don't think I've ever seen a full size of the Vanessa Tarot. So I don't know if it exists, and maybe I've just missed it. Again, strangely suspicious witch here that I feel like I've seen before. I don't know that it comes in a full size. I've only ever seen it in the tarot in the tin. And I think that's kind of appropriate because, again, it's kind of that perfect, like, throw it in your bag, hanging out with the girls, somebody wants a reading. It's not one that I take too seriously. It's just, it's cute. You know, it's not like happy tarot, cartoony cute, but it's just like, again, preteen girl cute. It's not bad. These are all upside down. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's not bad. It's just a different vibe than if you're going for like a more serious read. So that is that. I don't think it's bad. I think it's great for a fun deck. I think it's great for a less serious deck. Not my first choice, I guess I should say. But it's not bad. Way to start off the video with a deck where I'm like, this isn't great. Let's pull out something that is, let's see, of the decks that I have here, 3 of these are incredibly new. Like, I have not worked with them at all. They literally just came in last week. And one of them is the Dame Darcey Mermaid Tarot. This is the less expensive option. There's like kind of the standard and then like the more glam deck. The more glam deck was the original that has the gilding, and I believe it comes with a box, maybe? I don't know. I could be making that up. So this is the less expensive edition. And you know what? It doesn't feel bad. The cardstock's really nice. But you do have, or at least mine has, like one of those ridges from where you can see like they kind of pop the cards out. See that? So that's not awesome. You can see it's also not gilded, which is fine. I will edge this myself. This literally just came. It's still in order. And this was one of those decks that I have wanted for so long. I love kind of all things nautical. I will say though, going through it, I'm glad I didn't buy the pricier deck, because not that I don't love it. I haven't worked with it yet, so I guess it's not fair for me to pass. Look at how cute she is. I guess it's not fair for me to pass too much judgment on this deck. But like some of the artwork I think is really nice. Some of it I think is really my jam. And some of it is just not. Like this Knight of Swords, sorry, is not quite my jam. Like, whereas this Queen of Swords, she's pretty cool. So I just feel like there's some inconsistency in the artwork. Like some of it is a little more rudimentary than others. Some of it seems just a little differently stylized, if that makes sense. Oops, I just threw that. Oh, it landed face down. I guess that's fine. It doesn't have to stay in order, right? There's no rule. So yeah, it's one that I'm glad to have. I've wanted it. This Ten of Wands is great. I've wanted it for so long. The cardstock is beautiful. The imagery is beautiful. They are glossy, but not so much so. I'm glad I didn't buy the more expensive deck, because I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I love it though. Not every single card. Again, I said this, weird. I said this before. Not every single card needs to speak to me, but I just feel like there's some cards where I'm like, really? I don't know. So, whatever. I'm so glad to have it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Again, I'm in a very pessimistic mood, it would seem. The bag did come with the deck, so that was really nice. I enjoy that. I think that's a really nice touch. I wish more creators did that. But yeah, so that is the Dame Darcey Mermaid Tarot. And of course, like, again, I've wanted this for so long. I'm not sad that I have it. I just need to, I think, get more familiarized with it, if that makes sense. So anyway, moving on. Next we have the Tinker's Dam Tarot from Duck Soup Productions. This is the revised second edition, as it says under here. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Now, I kind of went back and forth on where this belonged. I wasn't sure if this belonged here in the friendly deck video or if this belonged in the darker deck video. I went for the friendly deck video. Here's your little white book. Because even though the imagery, like color-wise, stylistically wise, aesthetic-wise, there we go, is dark, like to the eye, I don't know that this deck is what I would consider a dark deck. I don't know that the imagery is like emotionally dark or, you know, super intimidating in any way, shape, or form. I don't know, maybe some of it. Now I'm going through it, I'm like, maybe. Sorry, my daughter just walked in the room, and my dogs always have to bark anytime my kids move. I really love this deck. It's very vintage. It's very like, this is a strange choice. It's very steampunk-esque. Like here we have the zeitgeist. Like, I don't know. Duck Soup Productions does such a nice job with their decks. Maybe this is a darker deck. Maybe this is in the wrong pile. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you find this darker? Do you find this not dark? I don't know. It doesn't read dark. I think it reads very deeply. Sorry, I'm like snapping at my kid because she's humming. Children. I don't know. Now that I go through it, I could see where someone would find it to be dark. But I don't know. It doesn't read that way for me. So, oh, they're all reversed. Yeah, the Tinker's Dam Tarot. I like it. It's one that I tend to pull out in the darker months. This tends to come out in fall and winter for me, just because it has like that very rich 1920s vibe, but like something about it is like a winter fall deck. Like it's like a cozy by the fire deck. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I don't know what I'm saying. But yes, I have another Duck Soup Productions deck that will be coming out in my dark deck video. Okay, next up, I apologize if this has changed. We've reached that time of the day where my light is changing. Next up is an adorable deck. It is the Golden Girls Tarot cards. My sister was kind enough to send this to me. This is really it. This is all you get. There is no little white book. It's just this little instruction card. I love the Golden Goyles. Oh my goodness. I love the Golden Girls. I used to watch them every day when I was pregnant with my son and I was home on maternity leave. And these cards are so adorable, and they are very Rider-Waite-Smith, which is probably why they didn't come with a little white book, because if you are familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith system, you can read these no problem. They're bright, they're fun. The cardstock, it's not the best cardstock in the whole world. It is a little thin, but I just love the size of these cards. I love how vibrant they are. I love how easy they are to see. I don't know if that's, you know, funny because they're the Golden Girls, and, you know, maybe we assume that older ladies are going to be reading with them, so they don't need the reading glasses. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to be funny. I don't know if that was that funny. But I love, they're just so clear and easy to see. There's not too much going on the card, but there's enough going on that, you know, you can read them just fine. They're friendly, they're funny, they're a little sassy, and you know what? They're not afraid to kind of put you in your place. It's the one thing I like about reading with these, is that you assume because they're so cute that you're gonna get cute messages, but again, they aren't afraid to be like, no, listen, this. So yeah, the Golden Girls Tarot. I mean, what more can I say? Each suit is a different girl. So cups are Rose, and swords are Dorothy. Wands, I believe, are Blanche. I could be wrong. No, pentacles are Blanche. So that means that wands are Sophia. There she is. I don't know. I love them. If you love Golden Girls, I don't know. It's just, even if you don't want to read with them, even if you just want to kind of flip through them every now and then, get a chuckle, put them up on your altar, just, I don't know, to bring in some positivity. I like them. Here's the backings. Again, this isn't something that I would necessarily read on a more serious topic, or I don't know, I wouldn't read for a client with them. I wouldn't pull them out for that. But I think for myself, I definitely read with them. And, you know, again, if I have a friend who comes over and is like, I don't know, just give me a reading, like nothing serious, like let's just, I want to know what they say. Like, this is a fun deck to pull out, and I think it has just a great vibe. So that is the Golden Girls Tarot. Does it tell us who it's by? Nah, no, why would it? It's kind of a novelty deck. They don't tend to put names on them, so that's cool. But I like this one. I think it's adorable. So let's move on and we're gonna do like a sandwich. So we're gonna do 2 new decks, sandwiching a deck that I've worked with. So this one is not new, but it is new for me. I have not owned this before. This is the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. And I've seen this kind of floating all over the place, and I loved it. So I had to grab it. I got it just recently. Here is your little white book. And this deck is so beautiful. Like, even the inside of the box is beautiful. I think the inside of this side, yep, it says, there's magic in truth, there's magic in my veins, where my blood speaks in sooth and my mind has no reins. I love it. I don't know, it's cute. These are the backings. They're gorgeous. I am gonna have to edge this in something beautiful. I don't know what yet. But these are really stunning. I don't know. They're just really beautiful. This kind of drives me crazy that the kings have been turned to muses. Not that they've been turned to muses. I think that's cool. But that they are horizontal instead of vertical. It is strange. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that in readings because I haven't actually read with this yet. It kind of came in. I, you know, gave it a quick little shuffle. I didn't even riffle shuffle it because I knew I was going to be filming, so I didn't want them to be all upside down. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel about those in a reading setting, but to look at them, it's just strange. I will say I have kind of the same complaints that I think others have had with this deck, is that as far as the people in this deck go, there's not a whole lot of diversity. There is some diversity, but it seems that most of these people, all of these people, from what I can see, have that kind of picture perfect model body. Although this card cracks me up because where are my Fleabag fans at? That is what this girl on the wheel reminds me of. She reminds me of Fleabag, and I don't know why. I don't hate it because honestly, I think it's perfect for the wheel. I do. But it makes me laugh. But yeah, so this is the Muse Tarot. You can see they have changed your suits. There's the 5 of materials, 2 of materials, 3 of materials. I didn't obviously shuffle this very well. Queen of emotions, so materials, emotions. I think there's voices and action, maybe. Am I making that up? Come on, give me a wand. No wands, no wands. Let's see. I didn't pay attention. Emotions, inspiration, not action, inspiration. So they have changed the suits. But yeah, so that is the Muse Tarot. Again, I haven't had a chance to work with it yet. I'm super excited to do so. I actually have an Oracle deck that I think will work really well with this deck, and it's an Oracle deck that I'm working with right now with another deck, and it's kind of taking everything in me not to switch to this deck because I just feel like it would pair so perfectly with the Oracle deck I'm working with right now. But I want to give everything its chance, right? I'm not working with that tarot deck right now, so I might hold on to the Oracle deck and start working with the Muse Tarot next. Now, this guy, let me tell you, I fought about where to put this with myself. I had a self-fight about whether this belonged here in the friendly decks or whether this belonged in the dark decks. And I'll explain. This is the Wild Unknown by Kim Krantz. Everyone I think has seen it. Well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people. Look at, there's like box after box. This is your guidebook. It's a really nice guidebook. It doesn't give you too much though. Like you get a paragraph for the minors. The majors, I believe you get more. Where are they? Are they behind the minors? Why would you do that? Nah, it's still about a paragraph. Let's get this deck out and then we'll talk about why it is I was going to put it in the dark deck category. I can't get it out. Oh my gosh, why is this so stuck? There we go. Oh my goodness. See, there's like a box and a box and a box and a box. Again, a beautiful box. You have kind of like this little welcome thing. Oh, see, now my sun's changing. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm gonna try to make this work the best I can. It's like late afternoon and this is what happens. I did edge mine. Oh my gosh, it's so dark now. I'm so sorry, you guys. I edged mine in kind of like chakra rainbow colors to match the deck. And these are the backings, the beautiful like snakeskin backings. There you go, that's a little better, you can see that. Now, if you're not familiar with this, well, right off the bat, we got the 9 of Swords. If you're not familiar with this deck, it is a very nature-inspired deck. I like the cardstock on this deck, even though it is pretty thin. It doesn't feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel terrible. But yeah, so it is a nature-inspired deck. There are no people. This is it. You got nature. And the reason I was gonna put this in my dark decks is because reading with this, you know, some decks read in a really gentle voice. They tell you everything's gonna be okay. Some decks read maybe a little more aggressively and they kind of show you the truth of the matter, but you know, then they kind of talk you down off that ledge. Reading with this for me is like watching a nature documentary. Like, you know how you're watching a nature documentary and it's like, oh, here's the baby gazelle. Isn't it beautiful? It was just born and it's frolicking with its mother through the Sahara. And then like it gets eaten by a lion and like, it's not an emotional thing. Like it's just the lion eats it and then we move on to something else. That's what reading with this deck feels like for me. It is blunt. It is to the point, and it reads in a way where it's almost like, okay, this is what you're going through. Here's this, but you knew that already. You're just avoiding dealing with it. So this is what you got to do. And then we're going to move on. And like, it's cutting, you know, not in a way that is malicious. It's just, there's like very little, for me, very little compassion coming through this deck, very little emotion. This is just like, here's the facts. This is what's happening. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to do. Come on, you knew this. That's how this deck reads for me. So this is one that I will not be pulling out for certain people, for certain clients, because I know that the tone of this deck is such that I would even struggle to kind of make it gentle. Like having to reword what the cards are saying to me in a way that is not, you know, again, that cutting and that direct. So that's how this reads for me. I don't think it's because it's a nature deck. You know, some of my other decks are nature-y, nature-esque. I don't know. This is maybe the only one that I have though that doesn't include any people in it. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just not a nature deck person, but that is absolutely how I interpreted this deck when I read with it. So next we have another very new to me deck that I have not had a chance to play with. And this is one that I didn't even know I wanted, you guys. I didn't even know it existed. I kind of stumbled across this. This is the bag that it came in. And this is the MidCenturian Tarot by Madame Clara. Now, I had never seen this. Hold on, my box is a little wonky. I'll pull that out. I had never seen this, and I kind of stumbled across it, and I picked it up just because I had not seen it before. And I was like, you know what? I don't even know what this is about. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna try it out. These are the backs. It does come with 2 extra cards. You have the Hand of Mysteries and the Unknown. I don't foresee myself using these. The Unknown I could kind of work with intuitively. The Hand of Mysteries, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know anything about palmistry. So I don't know. I'm gonna pull them out initially. They might end up making their way back in. This did not come with a little white book. It does not come with a little white book. It is meant to be read more intuitively. And I just think it is the cutest thing I have ever seen. It reminds me of like those board books, like the cardboard board books that you buy for like toddlers. And I just think it's so bright. I think it's so fun. I find the artwork to be just, I don't know, it kind of draws me in. I feel like, I don't know. I think it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I didn't expect to love it so much. Like when it came, I had seen a couple of cards from it before I bought it. And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. It's something different that I haven't seen before. But when I opened it and started going through it, I was just like, oh my goodness, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, I just can't get over how adorable this is. I believe this is still in print. Because I think after I bought this one, I did buy this one used. I believe after I bought this one, I did locate it for sale somewhere. I forget where though. But yeah, I don't know. It's just really adorable. Again, I think this would make another really nice starter deck for someone who is younger because it is, again, friendly. Like the artwork is not intimidating. It's adorable. And it is still very Rider-Waite-Smith, even though it has this kind of board book feel to it. Kind of like the ABCs of tarot, or the 1, 2, 3s of tarot, if you will, I guess. I don't know how you'd classify that. So yeah, it would be a great learning deck for someone who's new to tarot, for someone who's younger, maybe doesn't want those darker, harsher images. It has a really nice cardstock. It is a linen cardstock, very similar to the Pagan Otherworlds. And yeah, I'm really excited to work with this because, again, I don't see anyone talking about this deck. And I don't know why, because it's so cute. So yeah, that is the MidCenturian Tarot. Okay, I apologize if the light's different. I actually had to wait for this deck to come in because this was a new deck to me. So I'm tacking this on to the end of the video because it is technically the last friendly deck that we have, and that is the Love Tarot. Now this is, as you can see, rather old. This is one of the older decks that I own. Not the oldest, mind you, but one of the older. New to me, but this was published in 1995. And this is a majors only deck. So there's no minors, it's just the major arcana. And that's okay. I didn't realize that when I purchased it. I just was really drawn to the artwork. Like, I love the High Priestess in this deck. So I didn't realize it was a majors only deck. It is the only majors only deck that I own. But I don't know. I really liked the artwork. I thought it was really beautiful. It's really different, I think, from most of the other decks that I own. It's kind of classical, but at the same time kind of modern. It has that, what's the word that I'm looking for? That digital feel to it, even though this is an older deck. So I don't know exactly how this deck was created, if it was in fact, you know, digitally put together. It kind of almost looks like that digital artwork, but not. I don't know. Very strange. But just a fun little majors only deck. I'm not really sure how I'm going to utilize it yet, but yeah, that is the last of the friendly decks. This is the backing. It's very reminiscent of the universal weight, or even the radiant weight, I believe, has a very similar backing to it. But that's it. That's the final one, you guys. So the next video in this series will start the dark decks, which I'm really excited to jump into because those are admittedly my favorite. And we're going to start off with some controversial ones that maybe aren't considered dark, but I'll have reasoning behind why they're there. You'll see. So thanks for joining me. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, all those good things, so that you'll be notified when the dark deck video comes up. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye.